పొద్దున్న కొట్టావా? ఇది మరీ ఎక్కువ ఉంది. పాయింట్స్ తగ్గిస్తా.
అదే బ్లాక్. నేను అటువైపు కూర్చుంటాను.
మూవీని అవసరం ఎట్లా ఇది
మ్మ్.
ఇది కిందకి లాగు.
యా. వస్తుంది. మ్మ్. ఇది ఈ బటన్ ఓకే లాస్ట్.
Hmm. So guys, welcome to the class, and I hope that I am visible and audible to you. So let me tell you a few things about before I start. So first thing is that I will teach everything from basics, and my main focus would be on teaching students who are average. Okay, so I assume that so my the way I teach should be understandable to everyone. So I don't assume that you know anything. That is what I'm saying. So I don't expect that you have any basics. I will start every subject from basics, and I will take to a point where you will be able to cover all the gate questions. Point number 2 is daily practice problems will be given to you once I finish the topic. Okay, so topic has to be completed, then only I will give you the practice questions, otherwise there is no use. So you are going to get daily practice questions. And now if you have any doubts in the practice questions, you can definitely write in the platform. Okay, you can definitely write the doubts in your platform. And the third point is we will start test series after we finish few subjects. Okay, otherwise there is no use of giving you the test series. We'll start the test series as early as possible, and then the next point is PYQs. So all the PYQs will be solved after each topic. And the next thing is class timings. So coming to class timings, we don't have any fixed timings as such. And one more thing is, the problem with chat is you will be asking questions which are not required for everyone, even after I cover them, or even after I talk about them. So I will not answer each and every message in the chat, otherwise it will take a lot of time. If something is ever useful for everyone, if some doubt is useful for everyone, only those doubts I will answer in the chat. Coming to class timings, every day we have class at 7 p.m. as you already know that, and from 7 p.m. till what time it will go, that depends on the topic. Okay, so I have deadlines. I have deadlines for every topic. Okay, so if I am able to meet the deadline of that particular topic, then I will go for 1 hour, or I will go for 2 hours, or I will go for 3 hours, or I will go for 4 hours also. So this is a bad news sometimes. Okay, and it all depends on how many doubts you ask in the class. If you ask too many doubts, and if it is taking more time for a topic, then I might have to even go for 4 hours, which means sorry for this. Okay, be prepared to attend the classes till 11 p.m. also. It will be I will give you a break after 2 hours, like 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then I will give you break for, I think, for 15 minutes, and again I will continue the class till 11:15 also. And sometimes you can even expect that I will even go more. Okay, so be prepared that we are going to have hell a lot of classes, and I don't want to tell you the total number of hours. The total number of hours that I am going to teach for GATE, I don't want to tell you that number. The reason is you will be scared. Okay, so I don't want to scare you by telling. By the end of the syllabus, you can count. Definitely not 3,000 hours, but yeah, it will be too much. The number of hours that we will take will be too high. Okay, and coming to the lecture notes. So I have I will just show you. So this is my one part of CN. I don't know if you are seeing it. So it is actually 300 pages. This is one part of CN, and we have three parts like that. And for all the entire GATE subjects, my handwritten books uh, are actually more than 30. So there are more than 30 handwritten books with me, and you will not understand them. Don't ask me for my handwritten books, you will not understand them. But what I will do is I will explain everything in the classroom, just like how I am writing like this. So everything will be written, handwritten, and then you can download the lecture notes. So you don't have to write the lecture notes. Okay, so you can download the lecture notes. In case if you feel like writing the lecture notes will actually help you in understanding a concept, then you can go with it. But I feel that it is yeah, that is up to you. You write your notes or you take my notes, it is up to you. Yeah. And then this coming to smart board. The reason why I have not chosen smart board is it is too big. It is too big, and I have to write uh, a lot. I have to write bigger letters, and I have seen that. I have practiced both of them, both on this platform as well as on the digital board. The problem is digital board is taking more time. Unnecessarily, the same content, the same lecture is taking more time on digital board. And the second part is I will not be able to see your doubts if I am teaching on digital board, because I have to put a separate a laptop, and I have to walk to the laptop, see it, and again come back. So that is actually taking time. So that is why, just to save time, I am not using smartboard. Okay, and guys, I will not be motivating you. It will, because I don't have time for that. I will be very straight to the point. As I told you, we have hell a lot of topics to cover. Okay, and we we have to cover. There is no other option. So I will only be teaching. I will not be talking anything else. Okay, from now on, I think this is all. So for those who are late to the class, please watch this video again, so that you'll understand what is happening in the class. Okay. Yeah. So, and second thing is, I will not take unnecessarily doubts. One more point I want to tell you is, I can't repeat. This is the most important thing. I can't repeat any topic. understand this carefully. I will go very slow so that everyone will understand. But if you say that I didn't understand a topic, please repeat. I will not repeat it. That we don't have time for that. Okay? We have hell a lot of syllabus to cover. And what you could, instead of asking me, what you could do is you please watch the recorded lecture second time. If you are not understanding anything, please watch the recorded lecture. You will understand it. Okay, I can't repeat it. This is very clear. I will not take all the doubts in the chat, or I will see the doubts, but I will take them only if it is required. Otherwise, I will leave them. And the next part is and yeah, one more important point that I have to touch here is about the groups, WhatsApp group. So the problem with WhatsApp group is there will be hell a lot of messages wasting everyone's time. I have created WhatsApp groups, but by the time I sleep and wake up, there are more than 1,000 messages. And obviously, I can't read, no one can read. So, WhatsApp group, let's not have it. But yeah, I will create a Telegram group where you can join all the registered students and we will share the material. Yeah, Discord or Telegram we can have. But what I mean to say is, I don't want to have any discussion. Okay. So, it should only be one way messaging because I can't see all your messages. And the next thing is coming to doubts. We can't have a group in which we discuss doubts. The reason is we can't keep track of groups. The best thing is on the platform, you write your doubt and your doubt will be answered within 24 hours. Okay. So if you want to discuss anything or if you want to ask anything or if it is too personal, so subject doubts, you can write them on the platform. We have an option for it. You can use the doubt section. Okay, and I will clear them personally. I will do, or I even have team to do it. So we will do it together for your doubts, personal doubts. Okay, but then if there is anything related to sometimes you need some motivation or sometimes you want to share your story or sometimes you want something other than subject doubts, then you can email me. Like for example, you failed in something and you want some motivation like what to do next, such kind of doubts, you can email me at gate2014.ravindra at gmail.com. So this email itself says that we are doing it for 10 years. Like this is created in 2014 for that batch. So now it is 2024. So we have been doing it for 10 years. So don't worry, we will answer all your doubts. Okay. Now let's try to start the subject. Be very serious, and this is going to take hell a lot of time. All the subjects, they are going to take hell a lot of time, and be very serious. Gate is not life, but gate can definitely change your life. Okay, if you do well, it will definitely change your life. You can definitely. Okay. And coming to CN, computer networks, first point is what are the books to read. So all the resources I am telling you, Tenenbaum is a good book. Farazan is a good book. RFCs are good resources. But let me tell you, they will take lot of time. Don't read. For every subject I will tell you, don't read any books. Okay, I have read all the books and I have made my notes. That notes is sufficient. They will cover all the points. Already you have paid money just to save your time. Again, I can't ask you to read the books. But if you have a lot of time, if you are not preparing for GATE, if you are just if you don't have any if you don't have any other work, then you can read these books if you want. So RFC means request for comments. So everything related to computer networks, everything related to computer networks, they have RFC documents, and RFCs have numbers. You can Google out which topic you want in computer networks. They are too technical if you are able to understand it. Okay, then RFCs you can read. So I have referred to Tenenbaum. I have referred to Farozan. I have read all the RFCs available, and then I have Cisco's books, Cisco's material, CCNA material, and Cisco's internal material. And using all this, I have summarized and I have made the notes for my lectures. If you want to stick to one book, Tenenbaum is good. Or Farozan, both are equally good. Yeah. Students generally understand Tenenbaum easily. And my personal favorite is Farozan. Okay. And then second thing is practice questions will be given in the subject. PYQs will be solved after every topic. Okay. And topic wise, we will have hours, number of hours. I will not tell you total hours. You will get scared. Okay. So I will never tell you about total number of hours. By the end of the syllabus, you will understand. Now let's see the computer networks. So basically, what is computer networks? So computer networks is all about how you can connect the computers together and make them communicate. Okay. So yeah. Now generally what happens is in a computer, when there is a process A and when there is a process B, and if both of them want to communicate with each other, if process A wants to send a message to process B, in this case operating system is going to help them, and this is called as inter-process communication, which we will see in operating system. Okay, this is about operating systems. Operating system will help in inter-process communication, but the problem is when you have a computer or a host. See, I will use the word host. Host is nothing but a computer. It can be your mobile phone, or it can be your laptop, or it can be your desktop. That is a host. Now, if there is a host and if there is a process in it, and then in some other host, if there is a process, now if these two want to communicate with each other, then we need software and we need hardware. Now, this part, the software and hardware required in order to communicate with between two processes, the software and hardware required in order to communicate between two processes is actually dealt in computer networks. So in simple words, computer networks means the hardware and software required when two processes have to communicate when they are in different hosts, and these hosts can be in different networks. Got it? So now let us assume that you are in Airtel network. This is Airtel network. Okay, Airtel network. Or should we use Geo? Because everyone is using Geo these days. Okay, so now let us say you are a host in it, and now somewhere in some other network there is Google server. Okay, now there is a server inside it. So this circle is a server, a process. Okay, now how do you communicate with Google? That is the first thing. How will this process, the browser, contact Google? So in order to contact Google, Google is in a network, and the server is a, and one more thing, there is a small confusion here. Sometimes a computer is called a server, and sometimes a process in it is called a server. Both are equally right. Okay, so that is why I'll use a host and a process to keep it simple. So this host, whatever we are seeing, now from here, first you have to identify what is the network. And once the network is identified, you have to identify the host, the host. And then you have to identify the process. Okay, the process. So this is three steps in any communication: identify the network, identify the host, and identify the process. Now the question is, how are we going to do that? So we have something called as IP address. IP address. Now this IP address has two parts. One is the network ID and the other one is called host ID. This network ID will say what is the network, and this host ID will say in that network what is the host ID. Therefore, you can use the network ID part to identify the network, and you can use the host ID part to identify the host, and you can use the process IP. Sorry, in order to identify the process, there is one more number called as port number. Port number. For example, for web services, for HTTP, the port number is 80. For HTTP, the port. Who is spamming with this? Why are you doing unnecessary things? Oh, okay. See, please don't do unnecessary things in this class. Focus on the class. See, this is not a joke. You are not understanding it. We have a lot of things to learn. Just focus. Don't do stupid things. If you don't want to be, mute చేసావా?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm allowing the chat because there might be some useful doubts. Okay, please don't do this. Yeah, now see this. Now network ID is there, host ID is there, port number is there. Now you will know the port number because for every well-known for every well-known service, the port number is fixed. The port number is, everyone knows it. For example, for HTTP it is 80. Everyone knows it, so no one needs to tell you. But how will I know the IP address of Google? How will I know the IP address of Google? That is the question. So now your Airtel is called as Internet Service Provider. ISP means Internet Service Provider. Now your ISP is going to give you one server called as DNS, domain name server. So you, in your host here, you will have DNS IP address. So before you contact Google, you will contact DNS. You will ask what is the IP address of google.com, and DNS will give you the IP address of google.com, and using that IP address you are going to contact, right? So what is DNS? We have that topic, don't worry, we will cover it. For now, don't worry about DNS. We have that topic. It is just a service which will take a domain name and it will give you IP address. So if you are curious, there is a website called as whois.org or .com is there. Go to that website and you type uh, any website name. It will give you the IP address. Okay, just go to that website. So just to summarize what we have seen, what I mean to say is there is a network, there is a host, there is a process. Identify the network by using the network ID, and then identify the host by using the host ID, and then identify the process by using the port number. Okay, there is a small something is wrong in which I told you. There is a small mistake here. In order to identify a host ID is not going to be sufficient. We will take the help of host ID, but we also need something called as physical address. Physical address is permanent, IP address is temporary. So once you reach the network, the IP address has to be converted to physical address. And physical address is in our syllabus we have physical address as MAC address. I think I am not confusing you here with too many things in one class. It is all simple, right? So what I mean to say is, if you have to connect to a host, you need the physical address also. So we will use the IP address, but we will find out the physical address and then we will send the packet. How is this translation going to happen? How is this translation is going to happen is, I want to introduce one more term. Okay, I want to introduce one more term. So acha. So listen to this. I will listen to this. There is a network, there is a router, there is a network. Okay, it is simple only, don't worry. Now there is a host, there is a host. So first the message will go to the router. Router will send it to the network. Now this router has a facility to know what is the physical address of all the hosts which are connected to it. Okay, so if you don't understand this, leave it for now. I will again take it in a very detailed way. Okay, so routers, uh, I don't want to go into detail of this topic here. I need some more concepts. Let me build it step by step. For now, if you understand it, it is fine. Otherwise we will revisit it again. Okay, yeah. Now let me build the basics first. Let me, before talking about router, why do we need router, let me build some basics. Okay, I will do some basics and I'll get back to you. So the basics here are, first you need to understand everything about IP address. By using IP address, I can teach you a lot of things. I can introduce you to networks, I can introduce you to subnets, I can introduce you to routers. Then I will talk about routing table. Then we will go to physical address. Okay, we'll go step by step. So till this point, if you didn't understand anything, that is fine. we are building the basics. IP address or the basics. Okay, you understand from here, then you will understand everything that I taught again. Okay, okay, fine. Now the question is IP address. So one more thing, in our syllabus we have only IPv4. We don't have IPv6 in syllabus. And IP address according to IPv4 is 32 bits. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to take this 32 bits, and I'm going to divide it into two parts. One is the network ID part, other is the host ID part. So this part will say how many networks are there. How many networks are there? See, at the end of the syllabus, if I have time, I will take IPv6. I will take IPv6. I will take cryptography, but I don't think that we will have time. This network ID says how many networks are possible in the entire world. And this host ID says number of hosts that can be possible per network. Okay. See, some people may feel that I'm going slow, but trust me, people who don't know anything will need this speed. Okay, even if you feel that I am slow, it is fine. That will be good for you to understand. But for some people, this speed is required. Okay, so there are network ID says how many networks are there. Host ID says how many hosts are there per network. Okay, now have you heard about ARPANET? Have you heard about ARPANET? So ARPANET is the initial computer network. So this is the ARPANET. We don't have it in syllabus. No one is using it. This is gone. Okay, ARPANET is used in I think 1970s and 1980s, early late 70s and 80s. Okay, ARPANET is no longer used, and this is for research. Okay, so basically what happened was these government agencies like DRDO. See, not Indian, of course. Indian companies came now, but US, yeah. So government agencies used to be there in US, and they wanted to communicate with each other, and also universities like Stanford and all these universities. They wanted to have computer networks. So US government has combined all of them into a network. That is initial days. Okay, and then the problem was, I will tell you what the problem is. So they have initially used the IP address like this: 8 bits they have given as network ID, and 24 bits they have given as host ID part. Okay, now what is the problem with this 8 bits and 24 bits? The problem is, with 8 bits, only 2 power 8, which is 256 networks are possible. Only 2 power 8 networks are possible. Now, only in a city like Delhi, there are thousands of networks. Trust me, thousands of networks are there in Delhi. Now, 256 networks are very small number, very small number, right? And now if you see this 24 bits, 2 power 24 hosts, or I will just Instead of hosts, I will use IP addresses. The reason you will understand later. Okay. See, some points you will not understand right away. I will not. So by the end of the topic, you'll understand everything. I will write 2 power 24 IP addresses per network are possible. What is 2 power 24? 2 power 24 is 16 million. Okay, I will tell you a shortcut to remember this. I know everyone knows it, but still, for people who are not from computer science, I want to tell you some few basics. So 2 power 10 is K, kilo. 2 power 20 is mega. 2 power 30 is giga. 2 power 40 is tera. You have to know all these numbers. They should be on your fingertips. And you should know the numbers from 2 power 1 to 2 power 10 for sure. All these numbers should be on your fingertips. If you don't know, practice it. In operating systems, in computer networks, in digital, and in CO, we will have questions based on two powers. Okay. Now, how do you remember this? I will tell you a shortcut. So, my BTech college is MGIT. Okay. So, you remember this. My BTech college is Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technology, which means MGT. MGT. And K anyway, you remember it. Okay. So, you remember like this 20, 30, 40 MGT. Okay. Fine. Now, let's get back to computer networks. Okay. So, now you understood that there are this number is too less and this number is too high, right? Why do I need, or who needs 16 million IP addresses? Yeah, now companies which are having a lot of servers, they are now wanting these millions of, but then why do a normal, in general we don't need them these many, right? Our requirement will be very small. See, if I have a company, maybe I need 16 IP addresses, right? Or if I have if I have a medium sized company, maybe 256, but I don't need 16 million, right? Now that is the problem we have. There are 16 million IP addresses, right? So how can I manage, how can I use this, what can I do with it? So then people got an idea. So you know what, computer networks is available now, but before computer networks, the popular network was telephone networks. And before telephone networks, the popular network was telegram network. Telegram networks. And telephone networks learnt everything from telegram networks. And then computer networks learnt everything from telephone networks. Okay. So even in the evolution, I mean, there is an interesting story I will tell you. This is really a very interesting story. You know Western Union? So, heard about Western Union? Now, this Western Union used to be the most popular company for Telegram. Acha, do you know Telegram? Have you heard about Telegram anytime? I think your generation has never heard about Telegram. Ah, acha, you are thinking about Telegram. Acha, okay. It is not about the Telegram channels that you are using now on your mobile phone. Okay. So, Telegram is a different thing. So, go to old movies, maybe the movies made in 1980s, you will see that when someone dies, okay, when someone dies, there will be a telegram. People used to communicate through telegrams only, right? So telegram is just a piece of paper that people so I will show you. There is there is a Telegram exchange, and there is a Telegram exchange. This is in US, this is in India, and both are connected, and they will only be able to send the text. They will only be able to send the text. Now, if I want to send a telegram to someone in India, this exchange will get that message. They will take a printout of it, a copy of it, and physically they will come to your home and they will give that telegram. That is called as telegram. This was the communication long back. Okay, so telegrams used to go like this, and this was a network, telegram network, right? And they are connected through exchanges only. Okay, there used to be switches, there used to be switches, and there used to be wires, and mostly they were wireless. Okay, so anyway, they used to be connected somehow. Now, when Western Union was very big, it was like very big company in terms of revenue. Then Graham Bell invented telephone when Western Union was very big. Then, yeah, Morse codes were used. Graham Bell invented telephone, and then what happened was Graham Bell went to Western Union CEO, and he gave a demo of the telephone. He gave a demo of how it works, how you can speak over phone. And then this guy CEO, he made fun of it. He called it as a toy used by kids. He said that no one serious will ever use telephone. Everyone will use telegram. No one will use telephone. Why will people talk? That is funny, and he rejected. Then Graham Bell went out and he sold the license to many vendors. He sold the license to many people, and all of them started manufacturing telephones. Manufacturing telephones. And initially, what happened was for the telephones, range was very less. Range was very less, which means if you have a outhouse, which means if you have servant's house in your house, which is few hundred meters away, you can connect them just using a wire. Or if you have uh, just less than 1 kilometer, you can connect them. So range was less. But as the technology improved, then what happened was the range became more and more. Then from the city, they were able to connect to the states, and from the states they were able to connect to the countries, and from the countries they were able to connect the continents. Then all these people who were manufacturing telephones, they all assembled and then formed a company called AT&T. Okay, funny part happened there. Then this AT&T, which is formed by vendors of telephones, they disrupted the market, and everyone stopped using Western Union's telegram, and they bought Western Union. So you got it. Initially, Western Union was offered 1 lakh, only for $1 lakh. Western Union was given an offer to buy the telephone from Graham Bell. They rejected it, and then AT&T bought Western Union, Now Western Union is not at all a independent company, even though it is a brand now, which is used for money transfer. Now you might have heard about this money transfer and all. If you have traveled, then you will see a lot of Western Union for money money transfer, right? So now Western Union is doing money transfer that is owned by AT&T. Okay, so then that is how telephones have begun. Now after telephones, now if you can observe one thing in telephones in India, let us not talk about US. In the books it is about US, but I will take Indian examples. Okay, I will try to make it easy for you. So in the books and RFCs it is about US numbers and US it is, but I will try to make it Indian. So 10 digits, 10 digits are in your telephone. Hi. This telephone story you don't have to write down. Okay, that is just a. I want to tell you how the evolution has happened from telegram to telephone to computer networks. Now we are comparing computer networks and telephone networks. Okay, so in telephone, you know that there are uh, 10, 10 digits, right? What is the code for Delhi? What is the code for Delhi? 011 or 010, right? Yeah, 011, which means 3 digits and then 7 digits. So 3 digits is given for STD code, and then 7 digits is given for device ID, right? Now, what is the code? Let me say 0863 is the code for Guntur, which means 4 and 6. And then, do you know any STD code which is bigger than 4 digits? If you know, I don't remember the place. There are places actually. Yeah, these are all telephone numbers. Zero 03212, 03212, 1 2 3 4 5, 5 and 5. Right? So these are the telephone numbers. I'm giving you examples of telephone numbers. From this, you will understand computer networks. Okay. So now, guys, tell me, why do you think only three digits are given to Delhi? The reason why 3 digits are given to Delhi is because the reason is the reason is very simple. The number of cities like Delhi are very less. The number of cities like Delhi are very less because they are obviously big cities, right? But then in a city like Delhi, the number of phones are very high. That is why this number is high. The number of cities are less, like Delhi, but within a city like Delhi, the number of phones are high. And if you see, there are medium sized cities, like this is Guntur. Okay, this is Guntur, which is medium sized. And medium sized cities are many, but within medium sized cities, the number of devices are comparatively less. And this is a village. Now, villages are too many. Villages are too many. That is why we need lot of numbers for STD code. And within a village, the number of and within a village, the number of numbers, the number of devices are very less, right? So now, if you observe it, Oh, 9 1 and 1. I have not thought about it. International numbers I don't know. Okay. So now this is what we wanted. From the telephone numbers, we want the IP addresses also to look like that. We want very big networks, medium sized networks, small sized networks. These kind of networks can be very less, these kind of networks can be moderate, and these kind of networks can be very high. Now we want a classification like that. Okay, got it? So now, 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 guys, I know you know binary numbers, but there may be few students who don't know about this. I will go from basics. It may be boring, but please let me do this. Okay, I know you know basic binary numbers, but I want to do it again. Okay, so see this, guys. If I have one bit, how many numbers can I represent? Two numbers, 0 1. If I have two bits, how many numbers can I represent? Four numbers, 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. Right? Now, if I have three numbers, three bits, how many numbers can I represent? Eight numbers, 0 0 0, 0 0 1, 0 1 0, 0 1 1, 1 0 0, 1 0 1, 1 1 0, 1 1 1. Okay. Now carefully observe this. This is important. Okay. Carefully observe this. Carefully observe this. If I choose this one bit, okay, this bit can be 0 or this bit can be 1, which means this bit can be 0 or this bit can be 1. So based on this bit, I can divide the entire number space into two parts. One space will contain all zeros and other space will contain all ones. Are you getting it? Which means if I choose one bit, how many parts am I able to make? 2 power 1 parts. Right? Now, if I choose two bits, first two bits, now they can be 0 0, which means 0 0 0 0, right? Here, or 0 1 0 1, or 1 0 1 0, which means if I choose two bits, I am able to divide the number space into 2 power 2, which is 4 parts. Which is 4 parts, right? Now, you tell me total number of numbers in the number space are 8, and in this case, in the first case, I am able to break it into two parts. Now what is the size of each part? 2 power 2. And in this case, the total number of numbers are 8. I have broken down it into 4 parts. Therefore, what is the size of each part? 2 power 1. Right? Now I'll ask you a question. If I have a n bit number, this is very, very important in computer science, in GATE CS, most important thing. Okay, try to understand this very carefully. Okay, if I have n bits, okay, and if I choose, this is total size is n bits. If I choose k bits, here there will be n minus k bits. If I choose k bits, then how many parts am I dividing the entire number space into? See, the total numbers possible with n bits is 2 power n. right? Now if I choose k bits, the total parts I will get is 2 power k, right? And the size of each part will be 2 power n minus k. This is very, very important. You should understand this. That is why I was doing binary. Okay, in computer science it is very important, most important topic. Okay, now in computer networks, we call them as here networks and here hosts or IP addresses. In operating systems, we call it as pages and page size. And in CO, we call it as blocks, block size. This is very, very, very important. Shivam, I'm very sorry. I cannot repeat. I told you already. Okay, because this has taken 10 minutes. I cannot repeat it. You watch it again, you will definitely understand it. Okay, you must be doing something else in between, because of which yeah, sorry, video might have stopped, but video will come in the recorded. You please okay, okay, you please watch it again. Sorry, I'm really sorry that I'm not able to repeat it, but you will understand. Okay, you'll understand next concept, don't worry. So now 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 understand this carefully. Most important thing. Mm, let me just so I think this is 32-bit number, or I will not use this diagram. I will. I was just thinking, key. Why don't I simplify it for you even further? I think you all like a cake. Cake diagram will be helpful. It will be simple for you to understand. Okay, I will use a cake diagram. Now let us say we have 32 bits. Then what is the total number of numbers possible? 2 power 32 numbers are possible, right? So there is 2 power 32 numbers are possible. Now let us assume that all the 2 power 32 numbers are in a cake. So this is a cake. Okay. Now I will choose the first bit. Out of these 32 bits, I will choose the first bit. I will choose the first bit. Now that first bit can be either 0 or it can be 1, right? Then the entire cake is cut into two parts. The first cake, the first part contains all the numbers that are starting with 0, and the second cake contains all the numbers that are starting with 1. Again, what is the total size of the cake? The total size of the cake is 2 power 32. Now I have taken one bit and divided into half. What is 2 power 32 divided by 2 power by 2? It is 2 power 31, and this entire part is again 2 power 31, right? Now this part is starting with 1. This piece is starting with 1, right? Now I will choose the second bit. the second bit can be 0, second bit can be 0, or the second bit can be 1. Then oh no, this eraser is behaving crazily. Undo ఉందా ఇందులో? Okay, let me do it here. So this is the entire cake, 2 power 31 and 2 power 31. Okay. Now this, I'm choosing the second bit. I'm dividing this part again. See this entire part. Are you able to see my mouse cursor? I'm able to divide this entire part. 1 minute. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, mouse cursor is not visible. I was thinking that mouse cursor was visible. Okay, so I will write down. Don't worry. I will use. Okay, I will use the pen and I will write. Okay. Now 2 power 30 and 2 power 30 is what is the breakdown. So the above 2 power 30, this is starting with 10, and the below 2 power 30 is starting with 1. Okay. Okay. Now if you have any doubt in this, if you have any doubt about how these numbers are, just see this. Out of 32 bits here, 1 bit is fixed and 31 bits are remaining. That is why we are getting 2 power 31 for here. And out of 32 bits, here 30 bits are remaining. That is why we got 2 power 30. And here also 30 bits are remaining. That is how we got 2 power 30. Now I will break even. I will choose the next bit here, third bit. This can be 1 or this can be 0. Then I am breaking it even further. Then I am breaking it even further into two parts. One part is 2 power 29 and the other part is 2 power 29. Right? Now again I will take the fourth bit and again I will make it into two parts, this part. Now this one will become starting with 1110 and 1111. Right? Are you able to see how am I breaking it down? I am choosing the bits and breaking them. Are you able to follow this? So finally this part will be 2 power 28 and this part will be 2 power 28. I will just do it again, okay? See this, see this, see this. See, there are 32 bits. Okay, 32 bits are there. Now, from these 32 bits, I will choose the first bit. It can be 0, it can be 1. Then I am dividing it into two parts. One part will contain 2 power 31. Another part will contain, this part will contain again 2 power 31. Right? Now, I will, from this part, I will choose the second bit. Then one part will contain 1 0, other part will contain 1 1. Then this one is 2 power 30 because 30 bits are remaining. This one is again 2 power 30. Again I will choose one more bit. Now 110, 111. Right? Now this one will become 2 power 29 and this one will become 2 power 29. Again I will cut it. Again I will take 1110, 1111. These are all the leading bits, right? Then this one will become 2 power 28 and this one will become 2 power 28. Okay?
ఒకసారి కర్సర్ పైన క్లిక్ చేయరా
ఎక్కడ
పైన పైన
Yeah,
ఓకే సార్ పెన్ సెలెక్ట్ చేయరా
yeah. So you understood this? See, now what is this cake? This is the total number of IP addresses which are 2 power 32, which I have divided like this. 2 power 31, 2 power 30, 2 power 29, 2 power 28, 2 power 28. This is very important, guys. I want to keep repeating it until you understand it. Okay? So I will use one more diagram and also explain you. Okay? I will use one more diagram and explain you. See this? See this? Everyone see this? Everyone see this? So we have 32 bits. 32 bits. Right? Right? Now, what is the total number of IP addresses possible? What is the total number of IP addresses possible? 2 power 2 power 32. 2 power 32. Right? Now, I will choose the first bit. I will choose the first bit. Now the first bit can be 0, 0, 0, 0, or the first bit can be 1, right? Now already 32 bits are there, out of which 1 bit is chosen, which means 31 bits are remaining. So how many IP addresses are there in this first part? 2 power 31, right? Now how many IP addresses are there here? 2 power 31. Okay, now I will take this second part, and I will divide. I will divide again this second part. In this second part, already first bit is 1. Already first bit is 1. Already first bit is 1. Which means all of them are having first bit as 1 only. 1 only. Right? Now I will choose the second bit. That second bit can be 0, or that second bit can be 1. I have divided again by choosing the second part. Now this entire part is 2 power 31. This second rectangle, this entire part is 2 power 31. Therefore, this part will be 2 power 30 and this part will be 2 power 30. Why did we get 2 power 30s? Because out of 32 bits, 2 bits are already taken away. Therefore, 2 power 30 and 2 power 30. Right? Out of 32, 2 bits are taken away, 2 power 30 and 2 power 30. Now I will take this next part. Okay. So this part starts with 1 1. So this part already starts with 1 1. Now everywhere there are 1 1s, already starting with 1 1. Now I will choose the third bit, that will be 0 0 0 0 0, or that will be 1 1 1 1 1. Right? Now out of 32 bits, 3 bits are taken away. Therefore, 29 bits are there. So, size of this one is 2 power 29. And here also 3 bits are taken away. Size of this one is 2 power 29. Right? Vicky, that would be a problem to take a break now. See guys, I really don't understand about the timings. When I was having at 6 p.m., everyone said that we can't reach home by 6 p.m. Then I'm having at 7 p.m., everyone wants to have lunch at 8 p.m. So you do one thing, you order food and while having food watch it, or you take your mobile to your hostel. You while your mess is going on, you watch it. Okay? Okay? Please explain what is host network. Okay, now see this. Now I will take this part which is already starting with 111 111, and now I will choose the fourth bit. The fourth bit can be 0 1110 1110, or the fourth bit can be 1 1111 1111. Now what is the size of this? 4 bits are fixed out of 32. Therefore it is 2 power 28 and this is 2 power 28. Right? So this is how they classified net IP addresses. This one they called it as class A. This one they called it as class B. This one they called it as class C, and this one they called it as class D, and this one they called it as class E. Now you understood class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. Now tell me points one by one. Okay, just tell me the points one by one. Because why are you not taking first part of 0? I have taken the first part of 0, right? So 0 is already taken here for A. Okay. So you have to remember class A, class B, class D's. Okay. We will we'll come to that point. Okay. Now let's talk about class A. Let's talk about class A. All the details of class A. So if you observe it, class A starts with 0. So if you observe it, class A starts with 0, right? Now the question is how many IPs are present in class A? How many IPs are present in class A? Can you type how many IPs are present in class A? Very good. 2 power 31. This is a gate question. Okay. So you understood why 2 power 31? Because it is starting, one bit is fixed as 0. That is why it is 2 power 31. Right? Right? This is a gate question. Now in case of class A, it is already starting with 0. They have divided into two parts in such a way that the first 8 bits is given as network ID, and the next 24 bits is given as host ID. See, these are all important questions. They will be asked in uh, gate exam. Okay. There are many questions on this concept, so please be careful. So 8 bits are given for network ID, 24 bits are given for host ID. Therefore, you tell me, uh, you tell me total number of networks in class A. Total number of networks in class A. Very good. 2 power 7, which is 128. See, this is the problem. It is not 2 power 8. Why 2 power? Already one bit is fixed as 0. One bit is already fixed as 0. We have only 7 bits. So we have only 2 power 7, which is 128. But it is theoretical. This is theoretical number. Okay. Now, if you look at the range, so I will use one more slide. So 32-bit IP address is represented as dotted decimal number. Okay. Which means if you have 32 bits, they are divided into 8, 8, 8, 8. For example, if I have 00001010 0000 some I have to use a bigger number, right? I will write down. Okay, for example, if I have 00000010, I think I have used 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, into 8-bit octets. Okay, and then we are going to write them in decimal. 10 dot 1 dot 2 dot 3. This is called as dotted decimal number system. This is how you are going to see. Hey, don't do unnecessary chat, okay? Why should you DM if you are from Tamil Nadu? What are you going to do with Tamilians? See this. So now you understood. Even though IP address is 39, even though IP address is 32 bits, we are going to divide them into 8888 bits. IP address is what? IP address is a 32-bit number, and I have taken this as an example. Some example IP address which is a 32-bit number. Now we are going to split it into 8888, and then we are going to write it as with dots. This is called as dotted decimal number system, and this is a convention. This is not a rule. Everyone follows this. Even if you go to your computer, if you open your computer and if you type if config or IP config, you are going to see the dotted decimal number system representation of your in your computer. Okay, this is called dotted decimal number system. So we are going to use that. So now see this. So even in your gate exam also, they will give you dotted decimal number system. Okay. So now if dotted decimal number system is given, then why only a part with, that is what I am saying, Purushottam. This is a convention. Have you never seen an IP address before? If you have seen an IP address before, every time you will see like 100.200.1.2, right? Why use 1 dot? There is no reason. I have just taken it as an example. 10 dot 1 dot, just to tell you an example, I have taken this. Okay. Now, why are we dividing IP addresses into classes? I will tell you. You will understand it. Okay. You will understand the reason why we are doing. So this okay. So why we have divided IP addresses into classes is, again I have to tell you with an example. See this. This is all the IP addresses. Now this is class A, this is class B, this is class C, and this is class D, and this is class E, right? Why are we dividing them into different classes is because in class A we will have bigger networks like Hyderabad, Delhi, like that. In class B we will have smaller networks. like Guntur, Vijayawada, Kanpur, Lucknow, like that. Okay. In class C we have even smaller networks, even smaller networks. Okay, like villages. So that is why we have divided them into different classes. And class D is reserved for multicasting. We don't use it. Multicasting, we don't use it. And class E is for military purposes. We don't use it. Right? Yeah, we don't have F and G. There is no F and G. A, B, C, D, E only. Right. This is the first time someone has asked me about F and G. Okay. Yeah. Now let's get back and see about class A only. Okay. So how many IP addresses are present in class A? You can see that because of 31 bit, total IP addresses in class A is 2 power 31. Now class A is divided into two parts. One part is network ID part, other part is host ID part. Now the network ID part is 8 bits, which is starting with 0, and the host ID part is completely empty. Okay. Now, now you tell me, we will see only first 8 bits. Only first 8 bits. These 8 bits. 0, 0 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can have all zeros, so on. I can go to all ones. So this is the total range of numbers in the first 8 bits. Can you tell me what this number is? 0. Can you tell me what this number is? 0 followed by 7 ones. 0 followed by 7 ones. 0 followed by 7 ones is 2 power 7 minus 1. Okay. Whenever, remember this again, remember this. So 1 1 is 2 power 2 minus 1. 1 1 1 is 2 power 3 minus 1. 1 1 1 1 is 2 power 4 minus 1. Like that, 7 ones is how much? 2 power 7 minus 1, which means 0 to 127. Right? So that means that the network ID, the network ID for, or the first byte, we are talking about the first byte. See, totally there are 24 bits. Totally there are 24 bits. The first byte, if you take and see, that range is coming from 0 to 127. That range is coming from 0 to 127. Kushal, what is dotted decimal number system? If you have 32 bits of zeros and ones, you just divide them into 8 bytes, sorry, 4 bytes, and you write them in decimal and put a dot. That is why dotted decimal. Simple, right? Okay. So now, now the total number of networks are 2 power 7, which is 128, and the range is 0 to 127, and the range is 0 to 127, right? But there is a small problem. This 0 we are not using. We have a special purpose for it. And this 127 we are not using. We have a special purpose for it. Then what are remaining? 1 to 126 only. 1 to 126. Therefore, yeah, we will talk about that special purpose later. Therefore, the range of class A is 1 to 126. So, practically, how many networks are present? 126 practically. Practically, right? So, 0 and 127 are excluded. So, in GATE exam, if they ask you about how many number of number of class A networks are present, so only 126. Only 126, right? Okay. So there is now look at this. In class A, we are starting with 0, 8 bits, 24 bits, network ID, host ID, right? Now we know that 126 networks are possible. Networks are possible. And coming to hosts, now tell me number of IP addresses per network. So this part is used, right? In one network, these many numbers are available. In one network, these many numbers are available. Therefore, the number of IP addresses per network is very good. 2 power 24. Everyone got it? 2 power 24 is 16 million. 16 million. Asha. So now don't get confused here. See this? In class A, we are starting with 0. In class A, we are starting with 0. Therefore, how many bits are remaining? 31 bits are remaining. Therefore, the number of IP addresses in class A, this is important. IP addresses in class A, this is important. Okay, is 2 power 31. Now, what is this? The number of IP addresses per network in class A. The number of IP addresses per network in class A is 2 power 31. 128 and 127 and 0, we will talk about it later. Okay. That requires more theory. I will tell you about it. Okay. Now, again, one more point. Number of IP addresses per network is 16 million. Number of IP addresses per network is 16 million. Again, understand this. Very important, very confusing. Number of hosts per network is how much? Number of IP addresses is 16 million. Number of hosts per network is how many? Now you should get a doubt. Is IP addresses and hosts both are different? Yes. Whenever you get into a network, IP addresses and hosts both are different. So it is always the number of IP addresses minus 2. Now the question is why minus 2? Now the question is why minus 2? So it is very simple. Why minus 2 means uh, I need to explain you some more details. We will get back to this. For now, just remember this. So everyone understood this, guys? So everyone understood this? Number of Total number of IP addresses in class A is total number of IP addresses in class A is 31, 2 power 31, right? And total number of networks in class A is 126, and total number of IP addresses per network is 2 power 24, and total number of hosts per network is 2 power 24 minus 2. Yeah, I will tell you about why hosts minus 2 very soon. Okay, don't worry about it. Guys, I want you all to understand this. Okay, I tried to explain my level best. If you are not able to understand, please repeat the video again. I can't repeat it. Okay. Why 2 power 24? It is clear right here. 24 bits are there in host ID. That is why 2 power 24. Difference between host and an IP. Huh. So IP is a number, but then you cannot use all the numbers. You cannot use two. Okay, this is an important point. So even though you have these many IP addresses, you cannot use all those numbers. That is why you can use two less. Two IP addresses are reserved. Out of 16 million IP addresses, two IP addresses are reserved for special purpose, and that is why we are. What is that special purpose? We will see soon. That is why the number of hosts per network is 2 power 22 24 minus 2, right? Okay. Now, let's talk about. Now you should tell me all this. You understood it, right? Now let's talk about class B. Okay. I don't know what happened. Okay, guys, let's do one thing. Let's take 5 minutes break. Okay, we will keep taking 5 minutes break. Okay, I, I will just stand and I'll come. Hi guys. Okay. So now you have to tell me. Now you have to tell me about class B. You have to tell me about class B. Just check what has happened in class B. Okay. Check this. Now tell me what is class B starting with? What is class B starting with? What is class B starting with? 10, right? You tell me everything about what is happening with class B. So class B is starting with 10. How many bits are remaining here? How many bits are remaining here? There are 30 bits. So how many IP addresses are in, this is important, class B? I'm not talking about a network in class B. Total how many IP addresses are available in class B? 2 power 30. 2 power 30. Everyone got it? Now these 30 bits, 32 bits, which are starting with 10, are divided into two parts. 16 bits are for network ID and 16 bits are for host ID. Therefore, tell me how many networks are in class B. How many networks are in class B? The number of networks. See, out of 16 bits, 2 bits are fixed. Out of 16 bits, 2 bits are fixed. So how many bits are remaining? 14. Therefore, 2 power 14 networks. Don't do -2 here. Not required. Don't do -2 here. Not required. See, in class A, 0 and 127 are special addresses. That is why we have done -2. 0 and 127 are special addresses. But in class B, there are no special addresses. There are no special addresses, right? So why 16 bits? In order to get more networks. Okay. See, in class A, how many networks we got? 126. And in class A, what is the size of each network? Size of each network is 2 power 24, which means 4 million. Very big networks in class A. Now tell me number of IP addresses Only 0 and 127 are special. Number of IP addresses in class B. In not number. 1 minute. Number of IP addresses in a network in class B. How many number of IP addresses are there? 2 power 16. Right? So what is 2 power 16? 2 power 16 is 64K. Now just compare these two. If you want 4 million IP addresses, you buy a network of class A. If you want only 64,000 IP addresses, you buy a network of class B. But who will take 64 IP addresses? 64,000 IP addresses. Who will take that? Even 64 IP addresses, sorry, 64K IP addresses is too many, right? 16 million. Huh? So this is too many, right? So now let us see about the range. Now my next question is, how many hosts can be in a network in class A? How many hosts can be in a network in class A? Total number of IP addresses we got is 2 power 16. You have to always see minus 2. Even though we have 2 power 16 IP addresses, we cannot use 2 IP addresses. Okay? In case of networks, we can use them, but in case of hosts, we cannot use them. Right? So this is about class B. So why minus 2? Just hold on for half an hour, I'll tell you. Why are we using minus 2? Just hold on for half an hour, I will tell you. Okay? Now tell me the range. So dotted decimal. Okay. Now we have 10. Now we are going to divide them into 4 parts. Now tell me the range of the first part, first 8 bits. This is 8, this is 8, this is 8. I am worried only about the first 8. Okay. Tell me the range of first 8. The range of first 8 is 10 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Difference between IP and network. That is what we are talking about, right? IP is the IP address, and I don't know how to say that difference between IP address and network. Okay. Now, if I put all zeros, what is this number? See, this is 2 power 0, this is 2 power 1, this is 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6, 2 power 7, right? 1 0. So this number is 2 power 7, which is 128. So on, if I go, then it is 1 0 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, what is 6 ones? 2 power 0 plus 2 power 1 plus 2 power 2 plus 2 power 3 plus 2 power 4. So 6 ones is 63. 6 ones is 63. Here we already have 128. So if I add both of this is 191. Right? Therefore, first octet, first octet range for class B. First octet range for class B is 128 to 191. 128 to 191. Everyone got it? Okay. So, what was the first octet range for class A? What was the first octet range for class A? Actually 0 to 127, but these two IP addresses are removed. Therefore, it is 1 to 126. 1 to 126. Actually 0 to 127, but you should not use 0 and 127. So if I ask you for range of class A, you should not say 0 to 127. You should say 1 to 126. Don't say 0 to 127. I already derived it. Don't say 0 to 127. You should say 1 to 126. Okay. Okay. So we have done the number of IP addresses, number of hosts, number of networks, everything, right? Now, let's go to class C. Again, just to revise, what is the range of class A? 1 to 126. What is the range of class B? 128 to 191. Like this, we will derive the range for all the IP addresses, then it will be easy. Okay. Now let's see class C. So, do you remember what class C is starting with? Do you remember what class C is starting with? Class C is starting with 110, 110, 110, 110, 110. No. Okay. So now the first question is, let's divide it. Okay. These are all 32 bits. How many bits are remaining here in this part? Out of 32, we have taken away 3. Therefore, 29 bits are remaining here. Now my first question is number of IP addresses in class C. Number of IP addresses in class C is 2 power 29. Okay, got it. Now, these 32 bits 110 is divided into two parts. Okay, 24 bits is given as network ID and 8 bits is given as host ID. Now you tell me number of networks in class C. Number of networks in class C. How many bits are remaining after 3 bits? 21 bits are remaining, right? So 2 power 21. Very good. So 2 power 21 networks in class C are present, right? Now tell me number of IP addresses in, clearly see this, in a network. IP addresses in a network in class C. This is the question. IP addresses in a network in class C. How did I divide it? I didn't divide it. This is standard division. I'm just following it. Okay. Some people are asking why are you dividing it into 24 and 8? I didn't do it. I'm just explaining what people have done it. IANA has done it. Internet Assigned Number Authority. IANA, Internet Assigned Number Authority has done it. Now number of IP addresses in a network in class C. So it is 2 power 8. Now answer the next question carefully. So 2 power, this one is 256, right? Now number of hosts in a network in class C. Number of hosts. How many number of hosts? We are not assuming, it is actually starting with 110 class C. It is actually done by IANA. It is 2 power 8 minus 2. 2 power 8 minus 2. Right? Now let's look at the dotted decimal. Dotted decimal representation. Okay. So we have class C starting with, what is class C starting with? 110. 110. Now I am dividing it into 4 parts. 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits. Now I want to know the first 8 bits range. First 8 bits range. First 8 bits range. 1 1 0 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the first 8 bits. Now what is 1 1? What is 1 1? The weight of this one is 128 and the weight of this one is 64, and here you can have all zeros, and then 0 0 0 0 1 and so on, 1 1 1 1 1, right? Why are we doing only first 8 bits is because we are choosing the bits from the first 8 bits. The others are all zeros to all ones. I don't have to do that, right? See, why am I always looking at the first 8 bits? Because only from the first 8 bits I have chosen these numbers, fixed the numbers. All the others are free. They can be from all zeros to all ones. Now, what is from all zeros to all ones? From all zeros to all ones, it is hmm, 0 to 255. Now, what is 5 ones? 5 ones is 31, right? 2 power 32 minus 1. And we already have 110. What is this number? 223. What is this number? 192, right? 192, right? 128 plus 64, right? Yes, Ayad. Guys, those who are not able to understand this, please watch the recorded videos. You'll understand. I can't repeat. I have gone very slowly. Like, no one can teach you from so basic so slowly. I challenge. Okay? If you are not able to understand this also, you have to repeat the video. I can't do that. Okay? Yeah. So that is the range. Guys, just tell me, for the sake of revision, class A, what is the range? 1 to 126. Class B, what is the range? Class B, 128 to 191. Class C, what is the range? 192 to 223, right? Now I will give you an IP address. Can you tell me which class it is? 10.1.2.3. Which class is this? You have to just see the first number, the starting number. So for this only we are doing all this. So we are doing the entire process for this, right? If I say 130.1.4.5, which class it is? 130. Class B. That is what. Now, can you tell me what is the size of class A network? Size of class A network. What is the size of class A network? Size of class A network. No one is saying it. 2 power 31 na. I'm not talking about class A. I am talking about class A network. size of a network in class A. Size of a network in class A. 2 power 24. Why host ID has 24 bits. Size of a network in class B. Size of a network in class B. 2 power 16. Size of a network in class C. 2 power 8. Why? Because network IDs are like that. Network IDs are like that. Now I want 100 IP addresses. What should I buy? I want 100 IP addresses. What should I buy? Class C. Okay. I want 1000 IP addresses. What should I buy? I want 1000 IP addresses. Class B. These are the simple questions, right? So you have to understand what is class A, what is class B, class C, right? Okay. Now let's look at class D. Let's look at class D. Class D starts with 1110. So total 32 bits. Now, how many bits are remaining? 28 bits are remaining, right? So the number of IP addresses in class D, how many? The number of IP addresses in class D. Very good. 2 power 28. 2 power 28. So in class D, there is no network. Movie the pencil ಗೆ ರಾಯట్లేదు ಅನ್ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ఇంకోటి ఉందా
పెన్ పాయింట్ మారుస్తాను
1 minute this Paranje Makaria, he is continuously sending one message. What is the difference between network and I don't know what is it? What is it he's asking? Difference between network ID and IP address. What happened to 127th bit in the range? What is 127th bit in the range? Yeah, Lokesh, I speak Telugu. Hi, please don't ask me when I am going to end the class. I have certain deadlines to meet. So until I reach that deadline, until every day I have some target. Every day I have some target. So until I reach that target, I will go on. Okay. Some people ask for 8 p.m. Some people ask for 6 p.m. Some people ask for 7 p.m. You have recorded classes also, right? So you can watch recorded classes. So see this, guys. Uh, so no, there is no division here. Okay. నో నెట్వర్క్ ఐడి ఇది ఎందుకు రాయట్లేదు ఇది ఇందులోనే ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినట్టుంది నో నెట్వర్క్ ఐడి అండ్ హోస్ట్ ఐడి డివిజన్ రైట్ no network ID and host ID division. So now important question is what is the dotted decimal number system and what is the range? Okay. What is the dotted decimal and what is the range? So this is starting with 1110, right? So if I divide this 1110 is the starting bits, and if I divide them into 4 bytes, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, and if I check the first byte 1110 followed by 1 2 3 4. Now this 4 bits can be 0000, 0001, 0010, so on 1111. Now what are the weights of these numbers? 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6, 2 power 7. Right? Now this is 128 plus 64 plus 32 and followed by all zeros. So what is this number? 128 plus 64 plus this one. What is this number? 224. Now what is 4 ones? 16. So this part is already 224. If you add these two, the number range is going to be 239. So this is 224 to 239. Okay. Now class D is reserved for multitasking. Sorry, multicasting. Class D is reserved for 240, 239, right? Why 240? It is 239, right? Oh, this is 15. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. So 4 ones is 2 power 4 minus 1. Yeah. This is 15 and the range is 239. So class D is reserved for multicasting. Okay. Now next go to class C. What is there in class D? Class D starts with 1110, and we are not dividing it into network ID and host ID parts. So we don't have number of networks, and we don't have all this. Okay, number of networks and number of hosts, all that we don't have, right? And then class D is reserved for multicasting, but multicasting is not there in the syllabus. So we don't have multicasting in the syllabus. So if you want to know simple, I will tell you in simple words. So what is multicasting is, if you have many networks, if you have many networks, and then many hosts are there in the networks, and if you want to send a single message to all these networks, then that is called as multicasting. From different networks, if you are sending, then that is called as multicasting. Yeah, first I need to explain about unicasting and broadcasting, then multicasting will be there, but anyway multicasting is not there in the syllabus. Okay, so broadcasting and unicasting we will see. Okay, give me half an hour time, I will explain everything. Okay, just we are at the end. Okay, we are just reaching at the end, give me some time, I will explain. Now let's see class E. So class E is starting with 1, 1, 1, 1. Acha, I think you know now. Don't ask me why it is starting with 1, 1, 1, 1. I have clearly told you how each class is starting. From there, I am deriving everything, right? See this. Class E is starting with 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? Class D was starting with 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, right? So class E actually starts with 1111. Now we are going to have 32 bits, 32 bits. Okay, so how many bits are remaining? 28 bits are remaining. Therefore, the number of IP addresses, the number of IP addresses in this 20, in this number of bits is 2 power 28. 2 power 28 IP addresses are there in class C. But then all these are reserved reserved for special purposes. We cannot use them. General public cannot use them. They are for military applications and used by governments for special purposes which are not known to general public. So we don't know why they are using them. They are using them for special purposes, right? They are reserved for special use. So we don't have any uh, control over that. Okay. So now the dotted decimal number system. The dotted decimal. I mean, you can't buy them. No one is selling them. How can you use them? If someone sells you, you can use them, right? IANA, Internet Assigned Number Authority, is not selling them. So now, if you divide this 1111, this entire part, into 4 bytes, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, Now the first 4 bits are 1 1 1 1 and then 1 2 3 4. So I can go with all zeros till I can go with all ones, right? So then what is the range? This number is 240. If you put 2 power 8, 2 power 7, 2 power 6, 2 power 5, it is going to be 2 power 40. And this number is going to be 255, right? Right? Okay. Now tell me guys, now you have seen all the I mean classes. Most important thing to remember is the range. Everyone should tell me what is the range of A. Very good. 1 to 126. What is the range of B? B. 128 to 191. What is range of C? What is range of C? 192 to 223. What is range of D? What is range of D? 224 to 239. What is range of E? 240 to 255. Right? So if I tell you 200 dot 1 dot 2 dot 3, 200 dot 1 dot 2 dot 3, class C. That's it. So the reason for telling you all this, is to derive these ranges. I am very happy that you understood everything. Okay. So you don't have to remember them. You just remember the starting, because class A starts with 0, class B starts with 10, class C start with 110, 1110, 1111. If you remember these numbers, you can derive the range. That is what I did. In fact, I don't remember the ranges. I just derive them. Okay. Now there are two reasons why I have taken from basics. See, generally, if you I think you might have attended classes in your college. For those who have attended classes in college, they will just tell you range and they will leave you. They will not tell you why the range has been done like this. Why this is uh, done. But then why I have done is because you will understand subnetting. See, whatever I taught so far is not just for the range we are using. Whatever we have done so far is not just for the range. Whatever we have done so far is for subnetting. Now if you understand this, then you will understand subnetting. Subnetting will be very easy. I will guarantee you that you will not uh, you will not miss any question in this concept. Subnetting is so damn easy now. If you understood all this, subnetting is very easy. In fact, we have divided the entire IP addresses into different uh, levels, right? So this is simple. Okay, now the next question is, Now the next question is, you have two questions in your mind. So what is this minus 2? Why are you using this minus 2? And then what is this class D? Okay, what is minus 2 and what is this class D? These are the two questions you have in mind. So I will clear all of them. I will clear them now. So now we are going to start one more topic. So take 5 minutes break, have some water and come back. Just 5 minutes. Don't take more than that. Have some water and come back. We will start the concept. Okay. Don't worry. Night is still young. Yeah, night is still young. We have, see, I think we should go to a position where we can spend the entire night. You should actually slowly get to a position where we will we will spend the entire night like this. Uh, guys, um, please have some patience. By the end of this topic, you will understand everything. Okay? By the end of this topic. And second thing is, please be prepared for long hours. I don't want to tell you the total number of hours I am going to teach. That will scare you. And I want to finish the syllabus as early as possible, but I want to go as slow as possible, very slow, so that everyone will understand it. Then only option I have is taking long classes. Also be prepared, very soon we will be having full day Sunday classes. The whole day from morning to night we will have, day and night we will have classes, Sunday classes. Okay, very soon. I mean, that all depends on my deadlines. For every topic I have a deadline. I will take the classes until I finish the deadline, and if I finish it early, then I will give you one day off. That's also there. Okay, I will give you some day, I will definitely give you some days off. So according to my schedule, by September I have 20 days off. I can give you 20 days off by September. Maybe once in a while I'll give you a Sunday off. Okay, let's get back. By the end of this entire syllabus, we are going to become very good friends. Okay, and you are going to learn everything in computer science that I know. Okay, there is a lot I could teach. Only thing is, you should have patience, and I want to teach everything. Okay, so guys, there is something called as unicasting. Unicasting. Now let us say, so let us say there is a network 10.0.0.0. Can you tell me what class this is? 10.0.0.0, class A. Very good. And then there is a network called 200.1.2.3, class C. Now there is a host with the IP address 10 dot, sorry, this is 0, 10.1.2.3. This is the IP address of this host, and then the IP address of this host is 200.1.2.1. This is host A, host B. Now host A wants to send a message to host B, a message. Then it is going to form a packet. In the packet, it is going to put the message, and then it is going to put what is the source address and what is the destination address. Now this packet will look like this: message, source address, destination address, and the source address is 10.1.2.3. This is the source address, and the destination address is 200.1.2.1, right? So when you are sending message from one host to one host, this is called unicasting. Unicasting. Okay, okay, Rahul. I will look into that. Okay. So everyone understood unicasting, right? So we are sending a message from one host to other host, and this is how unicasting is. Now let us say there is a network 10.1.2 dot sorry 10 dot, and there is a host which wants to send the message to everyone. To everyone in the same network. Then what it will, let us say the IP address of this host is 10.1.2.3. Then it is going to form a message. It is going to put the message, and source IP address or source address is going to be 10.1.2.3, and destination IP address is going to be 255.255.255.255. Okay, then this message will automatically go to everyone. So how do I get 255, 255, 255, 255? Have you ever got a doubt? How do we get 255, 255, 255, 255? So this is nothing but all ones, all ones, right? All ones. Now, this is a special address. This is a special address. This entire process of sending the message to all the hosts in the same network, you have to focus here. Now we are sending a message to all the hosts in the same network, in the same network, not to other network, in the same network. That is called limited broadcasting. Okay, so this process is called as limited broadcasting. This process is called limited broadcasting, and this address is called limited broadcast address. Very important point, you have to remember this. All once is limited broadcast address. All once is limited broadcast address. Okay. So this email ID is hiding the content on the screen, is it? I will just make a call. Arka, I'm not using cursor. Don't worry, I will write. సంతు ఆ ఈమెయిల్ ఐడి ఫోన్ నెంబరు కంటెంట్ని హైడ్ చేస్తున్నాయంట, ఒకసారి మాట్లాడు. అది హైడ్ అవుతుందా? ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే. అది స్టేషనరీగా ఎక్కడ ఉంది, పైన కింద పెట్టమని చెప్పు. ఓకే ఓకే. Yeah guys, so you understood limited broadcasting. Now a very important concept, a very important concept. Before going to the next concept, I want to ask you few questions. 10.1.2.3. Which class is it? Class A. Class A, right? So in class A, 10.1.2.3, this part is the host ID part, and this part is the network ID part. Can you agree with me? So the first 8 bits is network ID part, and the remaining 3 bytes are host ID part, right? Right? Now, now we will put all zeros in the host ID part, and we will call that number as network ID of the network. Okay, this is somewhat confusing. Understand this? Already this part 10 is called as network ID. Now I am telling you that when we put all these zeros there, that is the network ID of the network. That is how you identify that network, right? Which means in this IP address, you take the host ID part and you put all zeros, all zeros. Now this entire number represents the network. This entire number represents the network. right? Now tell me this number. Uh, Let me say 150. 150 dot 1 dot 2 dot 3. Which class is it? Class B, right? Then this part is actually network ID part, and this part is actually host ID part. Now, what is the network ID of network? Which means what is the IP address that represents the network? What is the IP address that represents the network? Only in the host ID part. Only in the host ID part you put all zeros, right? So which means 150.1.0.0. Only in the host ID part you have to put all zeros. 150.1.0.0, right? So, and then 200.1.2.3. Which class is it? Class C, right? Therefore, సంతు ఈ పెన్లో ఉన్న బ్యాటరీలు వేయాలా? సరిగ్గా రాయట్లేదు. So this is the network ID part, and this is the host ID part. Therefore, what is the network ID of this network? What is the number that represents this network? In the host ID part, you put all zeros. In the host ID part, you put all zeros, which means 200.1.2.0, right? So now you understood that ఇది రాస్తుంటే మధ్యలో పోతుంది. అది వాడు మార్చాడు పెన్. అన్ని ట్రై చేశా. సో నౌ ఆల్ దీస్ అడ్రసెస్ మధ్యలో ఇలా అయిపోతుంది. సో ఆల్ దీస్ అడ్రసెస్ are special. All these addresses are special, and they cannot be assigned to any host, right? So now you understood why one number is a special number and cannot be assigned to a host. Why one number is a special number that cannot be assigned. I was telling you, right? You cannot use two numbers. You have to do -2, out of which one number is all zeros. Whatever you are using, all zeros in the host ID cannot be used for any host. It has to be reserved in order to represent the network. That is why you have to do one minus. Now I have to talk about one more. I told you that I will talk about one more. You understood one number, which is all zeros, right? Now we have to talk about the other number. See, what I mean to say is, now the IP address is having two parts, right? And one confusion is, this one we call it as network ID, and also the IP address which we give to a network is also called as a network ID. There is no special name. The part of the IP address which represents the network bits is called as network ID, and also the network, the actual number that is assigned or used to represent the network is also network ID. So now network ID is what? Here we have all. So okay, uh, it's not all zeros. Now this is host ID, right? Now in the host ID, if I put all zeros, then this will become network ID of the network, which means this IP address which contains all zeros cannot be assigned to anyone, right? Then we this is the network ID of the network itself, the entire network. Therefore, we are not using one IP address. That is why we are doing -2. I will talk about one more number now, right? Now let's see the other number, why it is not used. Now let us say there is a network 10.0.0.0, and then there is a network 11.0.0.0. Okay, okay. Now I want to send a message from host A, host A to all the hosts in this network. Let us say the IP address of host A is 10.1.2.3. Okay. Now how am I going to సంతు చిన్న వేకం పెట్టు ఇంకోటి చిన్నది తెప్పించినట్టున్నావు కదా ఓకే so now I'm going to form a packet with a message and source address as 10 dot. It is very important, understand it carefully. 1.2.3, this is most important thing, you will get lot of questions on this. And the destination address is going to be 11 dot. Now you tell me one thing. Now you tell me one thing. See, these two are of class A but of different networks. 10 is a different network, 11 is a different network. They classes are not networks. Okay, so guys, 1 minute. Let me just clear his doubt and come back. There is a confusion. So now the entire IP addresses are divided into class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. Again, these are divided into various networks, various networks. Okay, so 10 is a network here and 11 is a network here. Both are different networks. Okay, I hope you got it. Now, now 11 is 11 is class A, right? So in the 11, this entire part is host ID and this entire part is network ID. So if you want to send a packet to all the hosts in a different network, you are going to use all ones. 255.255.255.255. Okay, this is very important. Now what does this mean is, when you want to do a broadcast to all the hosts in a different networks, this is called as directed broadcast. So what is directed broadcast? When you want to send a message to all the hosts in a different network, that is called directed broadcast. Now what you do in that case is you take that network and in the host ID part you put all ones. So this you have taken the network and in the host ID part you are going to put all ones. Now this is called as directed broadcast address, DBA, which means directed broadcast address, right? Directed broadcast address. So I will give you few questions, you answer me that. 1 dot 2 dot 3 dot 4, what is the network ID? What is the network ID? Very good. This is the host ID part, this is the network ID part. Therefore 1.0.0.0 is the network ID, right? And then what is the directed broadcast address of this network? If someone has to do a directed broadcast, what is the directed broadcast address? If someone want to send a message to all the hosts in this network, what is the directed broadcast address? 1 dot 255 dot 255 dot 255. Very good. That's it. Simple, right? One thirty dot 1 dot 2 dot 3. What is the network ID? DBA is not applicable within the same network. You have to use limited broadcast address. So this is class B. Class B. This is the network ID. This is the host ID. Therefore, network ID part is 130 dot 1 dot 0 dot 0. Right? And what is the directed broadcast address? What is the directed broadcast address? In the host ID part, you have to put all ones, which means 255, 255. In the host ID part, you have to put all ones, okay? Which means 130 dot 1 dot 255 dot 255. 200 dot 1 dot 10 dot 100. Network ID. DBA is not applicable. Why are you using DBA within the same network? You have to use LBA, right? Limited broadcast address. So it is 200 dot 1 dot 10 dot 0. Why it is class C? This is the host ID part and this is the network ID part. And what is the directed broadcast address? Very good. 200 dot 1 dot 10 dot 255. No, you cannot use directed broadcast address for limited broadcasting. Okay, got it? DBA for entire network address. Hey, if you are hungry, best thing is you take your mobile and while watching you have your food. Okay, I cannot stop the classes if you are hungry. If I stop the class for everyone who are hungry, I cannot take class ever. Okay, tell me this 250 dot 15 dot 1 dot 10. Which class is it? Very good. It belongs to class C, and in class C there are no networks and there are no hosts. There is no broadcasting because it is not a valid IP address, right? So it is there is no host, there is no concept of hosts and networks and broadcasting or nothing. So it is not. Very good. I think you have done a great job. So you understood almost everything. So now you understood that. You understood that. Now if I have network ID and host ID part, if I have a valid network ID and if I have all zeros in the host ID part, then this is called as network ID of the network. Network ID of network. It is used to represent the network ID of network. And if if I have valid network ID and all ones, then this is called as directed broadcast address. If I have all ones in network ID and all ones in host ID, then this is called as limited broadcast address. So this is limited broadcast address, right? So these two addresses, these two addresses cannot be given to a host. So they both are special. So that is why -2 is used for number of hosts. Number of hosts, right? Varun, I am not understanding what you are asking. Please don't write too many lines. Just ask me in one question, one line. If you want to send a packet to all the hosts in the same network, we go with limited broadcast address. If you want to send to a different network, we will go with directed broadcast address. Okay. Okay. So again, so from one host, if you are sending the message to one host, this is called unicasting. సంతు అస్సలు రాయట్లే సంతు రేపు చేయించు and then within a network from one host, if it is going to all the hosts, we are sending to all the hosts, then this is called limited broadcasting. Limited broadcasting. And from one host, if you are sending a message to all the other hosts in a different network, this is called directed broadcasting, right? So in every network, two networks are two networks in every host, sorry, two IP addresses are wasted. So in every network you take, whatever network or subnet or whatever, wherever you go, you are wasting two. So yeah, multicasting is not there in the syllabus. So multicasting says that I will just explain you about multicasting. So multicasting says that if you have different networks and if you want to send a message to from a host to these, then this is called multicasting. If you want to send a message to hosts in different networks, that is called multicasting. And we don't have multicasting in syllabus. We only have limited broadcasting and directed broadcasting. Okay. Yeah, that 255 is not for military purpose. It is removed. Anyone can use it. Okay. Yeah, even I feel that. See, to be honest, I like teaching cryptography. I like teaching token ring. Token ring is removed from gate. Token ring is a beautiful concept, but then that will take extra hours, so I'm not teaching. In this entire course, I will stick to gate syllabus only. In fact, when we are talking about algorithms, there are beautiful problems in DSA. So I actually wanted to do all those, but we will not have time. So I'm doing it as a separate course. So DSA course I will not be doing. There will be other person who will be doing that. You can take DSA course. That will be beautiful if you are preparing for prod based companies. Even that will be helpful in gate also, but you can do a DSA course. So I may not be able to teach everything. I will teach only things related to gate here, but whatever other things are, I will do a separate course for that. Okay. So Varun, what can I do? It is 1 year validity, right? Yeah, 0 and 127, they are also special. I will talk about them in the network layer. Currently, we don't need them. Okay. So notes will be provided along with the recorded video. After the video is over, after the live session is over, you just wait for 1 hour. the recorded version of the video will be available. Along with that, the notes will also be available. Okay. Yeah. So now let's see a very important concept called as subnets. You can definitely expect one or two questions from this for sure. Okay. So subnetting. Okay. So let's take a break for 5 minutes. So guys, people are saying that uh, we will continue tomorrow. So yeah, we will stop it here. Okay, I will gradually increase the timings. I think you should get used. Okay. I mean, some people are saying giving 15 minutes break may not be possible. Okay, that will be too much. Just a tea break will be fine. Okay. So I will give a break. I mean, sorry. We will stop it here. We will continue tomorrow. Okay. ಇದು ನಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲವಾಟಾಯ್ತು